Side Scrollers is brought to you by you. If you'd like to support the show, head over to patreon.com/sidescrollers. It's time for Side Scrollers on YouTube.com with me, Stuttering Craig. I like movies that have sand in them. Wow.
He doesn't like it in his mouth.
And producer extraordinaire, Travis Key.
I don't like the texture in my mouth.
What? And brought to you by you, the G2 community at patreon.com/sidescrollers. And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com and Twitch.tv and Kick for the second time after yesterday. Good to see everybody. Welcome on out. It is Tuesday. And we're going to have a great-ass show. Welcome to the #1 video game and entertainment podcast on planet Earth, broadcasting live at 11 a.m. Central Time on this YouTube channel, hosted by me and Blabs as the producer. And today, Salty Cracker as the host. Let's get going, man. We're going to have a great show today. So much to talk about. But first, hello, Blabs.
Hello. Should you tell the world what assignment you made me do yesterday?
Well, how about you tell the world in just a minute, and we'll get Salty's reaction to this. Joining us today, for the first time, talking video games. We did a full, wonderful, in-depth interview, which I feel like we could go way more in-depth on. But we'll need to have him back another time. But to talk video games and all things video games, and culture and gaming and all sorts of stuff, ladies and gentlemen, it's Salty Cracker.
Hi.
What's going on, everybody?
How are you, man?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good.
I love the Abe Lincoln behind you. That's funny.
The Beefcake Lincoln
Yeah.
representing. Yeah.
Where'd you get that made?
You know, I feel so bad because some dude made these and he sells them on the internet, and he sells them as posters, and so I got the images and just had them printed on canvas. So I don't know. It's the short answer to that.
Well, I'll tell you what. Maybe I feel like it's a great AI generated thing. Get like a beefy Trump or a beefy or a beefy whatever, and to start selling them online as prints. Man, people would eat that up for sure. Well, awesome, man. I'm glad to talk anything but Abe Lincoln and with you today. Yeah, way too soon, man. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about today. Of course, if it's your first time tuning in, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button. We have just blown past 45,000 subscribers, which is really great. We're currently sitting at this exact second at 47,589, closing in on our goal of 50,000 on the year. Let's see if we can hit that, man. Not bad for a first year. Let's keep going. Also, you can find us over on Rumble at rumble.com/sidescrollers. We're going to be talking about Rumble a little bit later, as well as they have a new program set up for small creators to maximize their impact and potentially make some money, which is great. We also have a Twitter account at SidescrollerPod, where you can watch clips and see the memes and all sorts of stuff that come out of the shows. We have an Instagram, don't we, Blabs?
We do, and we passed 550 the other day, so we're on our way to 600 followers.
Nice.
We also post memes and clips of the show, so come check us out on Instagram.
Cast that net, man. And as I mentioned, we have Kick at kick.com/sidescrollers. Just launched that yesterday, so join us over there. As always, our goal is 300 likes. So if you're tuning in, hit the thumbs up button. We'd appreciate that. And most importantly, comment down below. Those comments, they seem to be a very big driver in the YouTube algorithm. I don't know. It seems to be a big thing. So just say something. Tell us your favorite color. I don't care. And as always, we want to drive towards 20 memberships for the day. So let's get on that and get going. But with that said, yes, we have Salty Cracker joining us today, stepping out of the political crazy sphere, and we're going to be talking a little video games. So, Blabs, you were saying I I had a task for you yesterday.
You did, right. So yesterday, Craig rang me and was like, I need you to go look on Kick and look at all the titty streamers and see if 70% of their boobs are covered to, match guideline 12, which is the new guideline that Kick came out like last week with. So that was taking screenshots of boobs, of titty streamers, and be like, are they 70%? I think they are. Putting them on a document, ready to go. And I shared this document with Craig. It was called like titty streamer or like the titties. I don't know, whatever it was. It was like boob score. I don't know. Anyway. And then I've like compiled this whole thing. I was like, I think they're all okay. Especially that one new person that they signed up where there was like 12 girls in one stream. And they were all just fatherless women. We'll just say that. And then, and then we didn't even use the document. So I spent like 30 minutes looking at boobs.
Look.
Not all heroes wear capes, is all I'm saying.
Salty, here's the thing. She's leaving and by the way, the document was called Kick Tits.
There you go.
By the way.
What a filthy document. Filthy document. Where can I get this document? Where can I get
just a dirty document. And for the record, I will actually be sharing my screen right now to show this document right now.
Hero.
Blab's hard work right here, ladies and gentlemen. It's important that everybody sees these. This is the type of work that Blabs has been doing. To be clear,
Australian streamer. She's like a European one over there. Look at that butt. Look at it.
Okay, this is clearly not 70%. Let's just be real. That's not 70%.
It kind of is. Her nipples are covered and everything. That's part of the guideline.
Okay, so little preference here. It's important that we talk about this. Okay, so. And by the way, welcome to our stream, Salty.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I gotta get out of this politics thing. This is what you guys are doing?
Okay, so Kick has this new guideline.
What was that last one? Are they doing Twister? Is it 1972?
They were literally playing Twister in their bikinis.
Oh, they were. I was looking at that chick's butt. Sorry, don't tell the queen.
Look. The reason why I had her do this was Kick has a new guideline that says 70% of the breast has to be covered, right? Or no, 30% of the breast has to be covered. 70% can be exposed. I guess that's what it is.
No, 70% of the boob has to be covered.
Oh, there's no way that's covered then.
I think.
No way that's 70%. Either way.
I think it was 70%. Let me look.
We gotta check.
That's exactly right. Look. Someone needs to police this because it sure as hell ain't going to be.
Underboob is acceptable if the top pasty covers 70% of the breast, including the nipple. Ooh, those are all breaking guidelines.
That's what I'm saying. There is no way in hell, 0%, a 0% chance that 70% of this lady's boob is covered. And for the record, he looks incredibly sad.
She was so boring too. I was like, at least be entertaining for me. Do something. She's like,
I'm just saying.
Get her.
This is what we do on this show. So see, welcome on in.
This is fantastic. Are you hiring?
I do a Kick Thot watch at least once a month, by the way. It's called Thot Watch. It's myself, Mr. Grant Gregory, an X-Ray girl comes and joins us sometimes. And we just stare at bikinis and stuff and judge them. And we sometimes try to figure out if they're trans men or not. So
these are important things that we need to learn. We are policing the internet and ridiculous rules like that. So thank you for exposing me, Blabs. Yeah,
I'm here to help.
Listen, I said I'm fully transparent in my asks, right? I don't think I would, Blabs. I would never ask you to do something that I wouldn't do. All right, just say. All right. So if you need to look to see if 70% of the breast is covered, then I will gladly do that moving forward. But I thought
he will do the research.
Right. This important stuff.
Nobody tell the missus, but he'll do the research.
What were the views? Like, are they getting?
So it depends on the time of day, in all honesty, and also how big their following is. So, like yesterday morning when I was searching it around 10, 11 a.m., very, very low. There was only like 7 titty streamers live. But at night, there's like 30 of them or so. Now, they range from all over the world and, on body type too, from skinny twig bitch to like a really walrus and then to a trans man. So, it varies.
Just as a point of reference right now, the top hot tub streamer has 169 appropriately.
Not that he's following or anything.
No, I just got it pulled up over here. I'm just checking it out. Once again, we're doing research here, Blabs. We're doing research. Here it is.
Pools, hot tubs, and bikinis. It's like a whole. That's like those are the tags, huh?
Yeah. This is what people do for a living, and it's all a filter. It's a filter from they use Kick to filter them into the OnlyFans where they show off all their buttholes. And that's just
that makes sense. Oh yeah, it's like that taste. Come on in, kid, for a taste, and then you get like the butthole later. This is weird.
Come on in for the taste, kids. Here's the butthole.
And they have to have their genitals covered and everything. There were new guidelines announced last week.
Well, thank you,
They are all
Blabs.
breaking it.
Hey, thank you for your hard work and your effort yesterday.
Not all heroes wear capes. That's all I'm saying.
And while it wasn't used yesterday, it was definitely used today to welcome in our brand new fun friend, which is great.
It's like, what am I doing here?
This is where I belong. This is like, again, hey, it's like Cheers.
Once again, there's all these people in the world saying the world has changed. Fuck that. You know who likes boobs? Dudes. You know who also like boobs? Girls. Everyone likes boobs. Everybody likes boobs. So I don't understand. Like, if the world has changed that much to where people aren't liking boobs anymore, then we all just might as well just hit the nuke now. You know, just end it. It's not even worth it. It's crazy. But Big Top came in with the $5. Just wanted to say, hey yo. Do you know what? Do you Salty? Do you get the hey yo reference?
Oh yeah, because I'm a bad guy. Yep. Hey yo. I need my toothpick though. Oh yeah, I know, old school.
That's my boy. I love it. Crazy D came in with the membership for 23 months, almost 2 years over on Twitch. Says, happy Tuesday, guys. Let's go. And Aquin came in with a brand new Prime sub. Appreciate that. That's outstanding. Kyle came in and says, Salty reminds you of Heath Ledger's Joker when he was interrogating a captured civilian saying, look at me. That being said, a la kablam. All right.
A la kablam, brother.
And Bazar's Fury says, how do you get into the percentage measuring game? That's the beauty of it, Bazar's Fury. You have your boss tell you, right, Blabs?
Yeah, so I'm literally just like, I don't know. I was even just tempted to like pull out the measuring tape. I'm like, what good it'll do on the internet, so.
That's right.
Screen.
There you go. And Platypunk just wants to say, because boobs, let's go.
Yes.
If you want to send in your boob $2, we'll take it as opposed to the titty streamers. That's good. All right. So we got a big show today. Obviously, we're going to get into some serious video game discussion and entertainment news because, hey, that's what we're here for. And that's what we deliver every single day, Monday through Friday. So once again, if you're new, hit the subscribe button where you can get all sorts of great content on the channel. Let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. Salty, you don't realize this, but it's time for hard news. Whoa! We got double intros. Hold on. What the hell just happened? It's got super echo. Yeah. Well, thank you, Adam. Thank you,
Adam
Paul,
again.
for that. That's crazy. Speaking of Adam, he'll be on the show tomorrow. All right. Hey, do you like art, Salty? You a big fan of like just artwork? And I mean,
Clearly.
you obviously, clearly, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Well, Van Gogh is a pretty famous artist over the years. You know, was he the one who chopped off his ear?
Yeah.
Is that the guy? Yeah. Chopped off his ear. There's a Van Gogh museum, and they had a Pokemon crossover event where they made the different Pokemons and the Pikachus and all sorts of stuff, and they made artwork inspired by Van Gogh's artwork. In this case, I'll show you one of called, Starry Night. That was like his probably most famous painting, I guess.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So really, really cute. But here's the problem. Part of this event, they were handing out limited edition Pokemon cards, like Van Gogh Pokemon cards here. And people are batshit crazy. So they have actually had to end the Pokemon cards event over safety concerns because people have been going so insane as the event has turned into, as quoted here, a scalper's paradise, as people are going into the Amsterdam-based museum and pretty much just taking them and more or less stealing. So they've had to halt the entire thing. And this is just another example of this is why we can't have nice things.
Were they scalpers?
Oh, yeah.
Picking it up to sell it off?
Yeah. The Times notes that a group of scalpers have been heckling visitors, leaving the exhibit, asking to sell their cards to them for a cheap price. It's just like, when you go to a ball game, you say, hey, and you got any tickets? So they're walking out saying, hey, you got any Pokemons? Visitors obtained the limited edition promotional trading card upon completing a special treasure hunt from the exhibit. So they go outside and they buy them for $5, and then they turn around and try to sell them for between $70 and over $200 for these stupid cards. So I don't know, like Salty, your thoughts on the insanity of the collector's market and being harassed for a fucking Pokemon card?
I don't know. Is my culture some sort of joke to these people? How dare you take classical art like that and transform it for your Pokemons? These Pokemons is ridiculous. I don't know too much about Pokemon. Is that when did that get popular in this country?
Probably mid-90s.
Yeah, I was way into Doom, and so I respect the power of Pokemon to the point where I see that it's still, man, they still, if you can have to shut down an event because people are scalping Pokemon cards, do those characters work in the game? Like, I sound like a old Grandpa Salty over here. How does these Pokemons work?
Well,
are these canon? Does it work?
It's actually like a really good question. I don't know.
Do they have like an extra ability?
The idea is that you do battle your cards against each other. It's kind of like
then go bonus.
Is there like a hardcore Pokemon league where you get your? Maybe that's the whole idea of Pokemon, because I don't know the.
We should do a Pokemon panel.
Well, maybe, because I don't know how it works in Pokemon. And this is a question for chat. When you beat somebody, do you get to keep their cards? Like, is it like pink slips in racing, where you get to keep someone's car if you beat them off the line or you drag race them? I don't know.
I don't think you do. No, I think you come with your own cards and then you just battle it out, and whoever wins wins. I think, because that's my understanding.
I like how Craig brought up pink slips with racing. I was thinking of Pogs.
Yeah, Pogs, hardcore Pogs.
Look at Craig's doing on the weekend, racing cars, taking people's 911 Porsches. Nice. Pink slips.
The dream. Gotta be sweet. I actually live pretty close.
People would be dead in the chat. Like, look, people get hardcore with their Pokemon. Knives come out.
Yeah.
So the event itself was designed to encourage children and young people to learn more about art and, obviously be more cultured, as you said, Salty. And that apparently has been thrown back in their face by the evildoers of the world and the scalpers who are looking to make a sweet buck.
They're getting cultured in economics, though. So I think it all works out in the end.
It's a great point. They're getting cultured in real life, IRL life, which is welcome to reality, kids. All right, let's go to our next story. Okay, Salty, you know Minecraft. You said you know do you like Minecraft? Do you play Minecraft?
It's when it first came out, I guess, because they kind of slowly released it. Like, I remember playing it, and there was zero complexity to Minecraft when I found it like 20 years ago. And I was at we had a family like birthday party for a nephew, and he's got it, and I was like, I'm gonna show this kid how to Minecraft. And within like 5 minutes, I was like, oh no, I'm gonna die. Like I don't know if they've changed the field of view. I don't know what is going on with that game. So I'm very familiar with Minecraft, but apparently I can't play it anymore because I'm an old man.
Because you're old as shit, which is
I guess so. I was like, what is going on over here? This is embarrassing.
Well, there's all sorts of crossovers we've seen in the Minecraft world, where there's been Disney crossovers. We saw a big old princess pack. We've seen all sorts of insanity that have crossed over into the Star Wars world, where like these brands, they're all working together. It's all about exposure. And now Star Wars has entered the Minecraft game. Now, are you a big Star Wars guy, Salty?
I used to until they messed it all up. Yeah.
All right. So they have a new DLC called Path of the Jedi, and it was just announced. And players can play as a Padawan, customize their own droid, and build a lightsaber as they go on various missions through the Clone Wars era galaxy. So I don't know if I want to. We'll play a little bit of the trailer here, and we'll get your thoughts on this, Salty. By the way, does this look like Minecraft to you?
I mean, I see some blocky resemblance, but it kind of, it's so, I don't know. That would have been cut up badly. It's so big.
It looks like Lego.
Well, that's the idea. That's what Minecraft is. It's virtual Lego. We all know that.
No, like the actual Lego video games.
Oh, okay.
It's very much copying it.
Well, let's get past the establishing shot with the square sun in the background. All right, first thoughts. Oh, hold on. Salty, do you know who all
Yeesh.
these people are?
Yeah, damn, nerd. It's the Jedi Council. But listen, I'm in a really weird position because I've got this just knee-jerk reaction to what they've been doing to this franchise, but I don't know. I kind of like it. I hate to admit it. I feel weird. Throw me in a locker.
Nerd!
Nay. I was
Is
like,
this
I don't
a-
know. Hold on a second. I gotta get over this queasiness playing it. I might play this.
You're in a safe space, Salty. It's okay. You can be a nerd here. It's all right. It's a safe space. Do you like that? The entire it's just a big cube. Looking kind of brilliant, if I'm being honest. Oh shit! I just realized we're gonna get flagged for copyright.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. There we go. There we go. Turn that music off. So you can build your own lightsaber, which won't cost you $7,000 like it will at Disney World.
Mhm.
Blabs, what do you think of when you see this?
I'll be honest. It looks pretty fun in a way. Here's the thing. I don't like Minecraft. I don't. I hated it. Every time I play with my friends, I'm like, we could play anything else but this, please. But this kind of looks like a Lego spin-off, in all honesty. It's very much resembling Lego.
You're getting sucked in by the member berries. The member
I
berries.
know, but I love the prequels. I'm one of those people, so I like the Clone Wars.
That's tough. As you know, we talked. Star Wars is a pretty consistent thing on the show, even though I don't know shit about it.
Yeah.
Right? We talk about Star Wars pretty consistently. It's everywhere. You can't not talk about it. But it's interesting to see that they're going with the era that they're going with. I guess it's the original trilogy is what they're
That
going
was the
with.
prequel trilogy. Thank
Yes.
you very much.
That's what I'm saying. The prequel trilogy, not the. See, I don't even know how to talk about
What
Star
are you
Wars.
saying? Like, that's what I said. It's like, is it though?
Like I don't even know how to talk about Star Wars. The original trilogy is okay. This is why things are fucked up. The original trilogy is the ones that came out like in like the 90s and 2000s, right?
No.
No, nobody would say that.
Okay, that's what's so fucking stupid about this thing.
The original trilogy is the original trilogy that came out first in the 70s and 80s, correct?
But it's the fourth, fifth, and sixth movies, so it's not the
but
original.
It's the original. It's the first one to come out.
I don't even.
This
understand.
isn't rocket science here.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I do. It's just stupid. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. All Star Wars is stupid. Star Wars, clip it. Star Wars is dumb. I hate Star Wars. I hate it. No.
Wow. I think isn't it the reason why they came out in that order was because George Lucas didn't have like the technology to do the prequels first.
Hell, I don't know.
That's
Don't
what I've
ask me.
heard. And I don't know if that's true or not.
That's right, Blab. Salty, do you have any thoughts on what Blab's just said?
Yeah, but that's my understanding is that he started in the middle because he knew that because I think he's a pretty decent storyteller. I think he needs help and support around him, but I think he realized that he could put more before and he could put more after if you started in the middle.
Wait, so hold on. You're telling me that he actually had like Star Wars 1, 2, and 3 like ready to go before Star Wars 4, 5, and 6?
That's what I've heard and read, where it was actually like a whole thing set up, but the prequels, which came out in the 1999 to 2005, Craig, had so much like technology and VFX and all that stuff that he was like, I can't actually do this yet. We don't have the technology yet.
Yeah,
It'll come out later.
Can you call me really quick?
Back in the room, yes.
Yeah, Blabs, that's bullshit. I think that's something that came out later to make George Lucas sound a lot cooler than he actually is.
I don't know if it's real or not. That is all I've heard.
I don't think that anybody has that much forethought and being like, well, in 20 years we'll have the technology to make my vision of a. I don't think that's true. I mean, I'm sure that's what he says now, but I'm sure he's like, idiots, like I'm so cool. I don't know.
That's sold it for $4 billion. So what do I care?
Right. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I just think that he doesn't have that much forethought, or anybody is thinking like that. Maybe I'm just an idiot, which I probably am. I am.
Anyway,
there you go. Yeah, it's crazy.
Let's go on. How does Star Wars Minecraft work? My again, limited old man understanding over here. I thought the whole point I played, or anybody else that I knew that played it, was because you can build real stupid stuff in it. It's Legos.
Yeah.
But if there's already like it looks like it's already
There's a
built. Like
world
everything's already
there,
built
yeah.
out. Yeah, like I don't understand like what you do in that because you could just go play Lego Star Wars. They already have those have been out like
And
20 years.
how do you get to that world? Is it like a portal? And then you're there, and then do you just leave to go back to your other worlds? Like, how does that work?
I don't understand. Dude, we all sound like we're completely out of our element.
We're all so old. Ah.
Well, look, when it comes to Minecraft, I think they just put you in the world and you play it, and you can dig holes and all that.
Yeah, that's
like the game has changed. It has morphed many times over the 20 years it's been released, which is or 15, however many years it's been out. So just crazy, but it's nuts. Hey, Tyler, thanks so much for the $1 super chat. Elite Neo came in and says, get Beardo on. He's a Pokemon champ, supposedly. I'd love to get Beardo
9
on.
times Pokemon champ.
That's right. Melodic Method says, Dear Crag, welcome to Star Wars. Skip the Disney crap and you'll be fine. Thank you. Thanks, Melodic Method. Appreciate that. Platypump came in with the 5, says the studios found episodes 1 to 3 too boring to start a franchise with.
Really?
All right.
Wow. I don't know about that one.
Trust you on that. Critical Orc also came in and says, ready for Goblin paragliders? We are taking back the Goblin strip. Okay, sounds good. We're going to... Thanks, Critical Orc. A little too close to home today. All right. Pretty fucked up. Dude came in and says, Lucas did sell his company for more money than you did, Craig. He knows things. This is true, dude. I got to be honest. If I sold my company for $4 billion, you know what I would be doing right now?
Sitting on an island somewhere far, far away.
Not fucking this. I'll tell you that. Not this. Maybe I would. I don't know. Maybe I would be doing this because
You'd be bored and be like, well, what do I do?
I would be bored. Yeah. I would
start taking up crochet.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, and we wouldn't be so reliant on like super chats and donations. It'd be great if we could just do whatever we want. I think we'd have a big ass studio. I'd fly everybody in. It'd be great. Anyways. All right. Speaking of big ass studios, let's go to our next story here. As Disney they have Star Wars, they have all these different brands and IPs, and the one IP that is coming out that a lot of people are really worried about is the Snow White IP, the 2024 remake, the original Disney blockbuster from way back in the day, the one that went 4 times over budget, and if it didn't work out, guess what? Disney was going to fail, but it didn't. It was a massive success, and it catapulted the company into relevance, and it gave them money to do all sorts of fun stuff. And now, 100 years later, they are remaking the movie, which is scaring some people very much so. And they got this actress, Rachel Zegler. What's her name? Blaz?
Zegler.
Rachel Zegler, who has gone on record and talked about how weird it was, the old movie, and they're making it for a modern audience, and people don't want that. So yesterday, Daily Wire on the Disney 100th anniversary announced they are announcing their own kids brand called Bent Key, and this is a while in this. They talked about this kids brand a while ago, but this is the first time you actually seen branding on it and stuff. But the big announcement outside of their kids shows and stuff was that they are releasing a new Snow White to more or less compete with Disney. Let's start there. Salty, do you think this is a good idea to be releasing a Snow White competing with Disney?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, well, you're gonna see with the Disney Snow White is that it doesn't have anything to do with Snow White. And so it is going to be these woke weirdos' interpretation of what they think people want based off of their SJW vacuum ecosystems that they've created. And it's not going to appeal with mass market, and it's not going to move, and it's not going to resonate with any type of audience because it's not technically built for everybody. Just wants Snow White. Everybody knows what Snow White is. It's been around for 100 years. Well, it's been around for hundreds of years. Just make that. But they won't make that because they're not interested in making content. They're not interested in making, they're interested in pushing propaganda. And so if you just make a Snow White that is based off of what everybody understands Snow White is, and it's in 4K and it's shot well, it's going to do better than the Disney version, which is what Daily Wire is more interested in. They want to say, look, we made a Snow White and we brought in more money than the Disney juggernaut, and they're just going to show that Disney is a big old mess at this point. And I think that's smart.
So they released a trailer to go along with this. And I do think it's going to be kind of like oil and water. I do agree with you on that. It's going to be, you're going to see the, the Disney perception of something that they already had. But I don't think that this is, maybe I'm totally wrong. I'm sure I'm totally wrong, but maybe the Daily Wire version will be a different story than your, traditional Snow White. Because I believe that Walt Disney took some liberties with the original story. Is that right, Blabs?
Yeah. It's not very much like the Grimm's brothers either.
Right.
It's all happy and campy, whereas apparently the Daily Wire one is going to be actually based on the original story by the Grimm's. So.
Okay. So they released a
Dark and
trailer.
scary.
Yes. Yeah. It was kind of dark and scary, right? Which doesn't really bode well for kids programming, but whatever. So they released a trailer, and we'll just show some screenshots of it as we go through. But the big surprise here as you go through is who plays Snow White. And as you go through, you got the lush area, you got your apples, and they're alluding to all sorts of stuff. They got the animals and squirrels, and I wonder if there's going to be singing, because singing is a big part of traditional Disney movies, right? But then they pan up from the ground, and it's revealed that Snow White will be played by one of Daily Wire's main personalities, a girl named Brett Cooper, who has blown up with her series, the comments section with Brett Cooper, where she goes into comments of videos and kind of talks about them. Do you think that she's the right pick here? Let's start with you real quick, because this was kind of shocking to see.
So I just want to say I really like that they used live animals for this, and they went into the forest and recorded instead of using CGI. I think that's a nice touch where Disney would just throw in CGI for everything. I do like her dress. The dress is nice. However, she looks off, in my opinion. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because we're so used to Brett Cooper as like a political commentator. It's just like, oh, you're a commentator. You're a political person playing Snow White. And maybe she's just typecast, in my opinion, I guess. But it looks weird. Like the long brown hair, like black hair, doesn't really look like her. I don't think she's really suited for it. I don't know. Like she looks better than the Disney version, because the Disney version doesn't meet what the, skin is white as snow and everything, right? That's completely off the tables. So she's a lot better, but I don't know. There's something missing.
Clifton says, well, she is an actress. And
yeah,
that's news to me. I don't know.
She is, but like it's nothing. I know her from political commentary. I've never seen any of her work before. So for me, she's typecast in my head. That's just my opinion.
Salty, do you think that this would have hit a little bit harder if, now there's obviously an age gap between these two, but if they had panned up and Snow White had been Gina Carano?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm not familiar with the lady as a political commentary personality. I didn't even know that. But when I saw her, like, it just, again, I'm gonna sound like a prick, but
weird.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I totally agree, Blabs. I don't, and I didn't even have some sort of preconceived notion of her being essentially a female Ben Shapiro. I was just sitting there going, there's just something doesn't look. It just, I don't know. It didn't resonate. So
I think it's the hair.
Yeah,
like the braid and pulled back and everything. I think, I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Maybe the
shot,
color balance is off or something. Yeah, like the lighting. I don't know. I didn't think that was a great. I remember I was sitting there yesterday going, I don't know. I just hope it does. I'm stoked that there is another outlet out there that is understanding. There's a whole group. There's tens of millions of people who don't want the shoveled Disney garbage down our throats or their version of it. And I'm glad that there's some competition, and I'm glad, I'm not even a real big fan of the Daily Wire, but I'm glad that somebody is out there and they're putting their money behind kid cartoons, kid books. This may or may not be a kid movie, who knows, but any type of alternative and competition to this old Vanguard media conglomerations that we've had in the past is definitely welcome by me.
I think that's a good way to look at it, right? Is, people complain all the time. Oh, this movie sucks. It's woke. It's whatever. But but here's my $15 to go watch it. And I think that's the biggest thing when you look at this. And I don't see, they talked about the pricing attached to this. And I don't know if this is going to be a standalone movie or a theatrical release or available only on dailywire.com or however it is. I'm sure they're still figuring out distribution for it. But I do agree with you in that. I think that the idea of competition is never a bad thing. But people will look at this and they'll say, well, the Disney Snow White made $100 million, right? And they'll want to know what the Daily Wire Snow White looks like and how much it made. And I don't think those are fair comparisons at all. I think that if it comes out and the Snow White version of the Daily Wire Snow White comes out and it breaks even, I think that's a fucking win. I think it's a giant win. Whether that's 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. I mean, the budgets for these things are non-comparable. You're dealing with something that has $100 million budget with the Disney Star Wars versus, I'm guessing, maybe a couple $1 million budget for the Daily Wire Snow White. So you're going to see a lot of that. I think a lot of comparing between the two, but I think success is all relative between the two versions of it. So, and I think some people will. I do think it's smart that the Daily Wire is doing this and that they're making a direct competitor. Because I think people will see it just out of spite, spite Disney for sure. So, all right. Anything else on that before we move on?
I think Gina Carano is a terrible idea for that, by the way. A Snow White. I mean, first of all, she's old, right? And she's not like she's
old.
She's older than Snow White should be, is what I'm saying. And plus, she's not like very frail. She could beat the shit out of anyone. Right?
Hey,
like, I'm not disrespecting her. I think it's badass, but she would not be Snow White.
Wouldn't it be awesome if there was a Snow White and her whole thing was she was going through and kicking the shit out of forced animals?
That would actually be pretty funny.
I'd watch that.
Putting Snow White putting a chokehold on.
Yeah.
Putting a chokehold on a fucking deer. Like, Bambi, I found your mom. Whatever, that'd be so fucking great. Brilliant. As Sal points out, says Disney needs to make $600 million to break even.
Damn, on a Snow White movie?
Yeah, there's been a lot of reshoots, hasn't there? So,
I mean, there's rumors that she was fired and everything attached.
Yeah,
to that.
and like now with the strike too, they're just sitting there on a movie that's not being worked on. So
that's crazy. Hey, real quick, my boy Zim came in with a $50 direct donation. Salty, whenever we have a giant donation like that at 50, we say, what do we say, Blabs?
Balls.
Can we get a big balls from you, Salty?
Balls.
Thank you.
Zim says, don't mind me, just listening to my favorite podcast while painting the inside of the first house I ever bought. Just homeowner things. Let's go, Zim. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Yeah, congrats.
And now, Zim, you get to go on our wall. Look at it right there, Zim. I'll put a little house on it. Let's go. Nice. All right, Zim. Congratulations, dude. Way to go. Love that. Congratulations on your house. And welcome to home ownership. I'm sorry you got a really bad rate on your mortgage. Derby came in, says Brett Cooper just looks too much like Ben in makeup.
It's so weird how they look so similar. It's crazy. They're like siblings.
M16 Mofo says Disney did the writer's strike about 10 plus years before it was cool. Also, I use writers very, very loosely. Thank you, M16. Appreciate that. Heart Tackle says, thanks for having Salty on. Of course. I mean, come on. I'm having a great time. We talked about boobs and balls and Disney and Snow White and all sorts of stuff. It's been a great show so far.
All the genitals.
Tyler says, will Salty and Razor Fist be both featured on a show in the future? Craig, make it happen. Much love from Arizona. Okay. Do you know, we talked about this yesterday really quick, Salty. Do you know who Razor Fist is?
Yeah, I saw that you guys just did a podcast with him.
Yeah, he's on Mondays. And I was like, you guys got to get together. I have to orchestrate this relationship because you guys would get along, and it would either be the greatest crossover in the history of YouTube, or it would blow up massively. And I think it'd be brilliant. It'd be so brilliant. So I'm going to need to introduce you guys. So and getting you guys on the same show. I don't think that's necessarily a gaming show because he's a pretty political dude when he's not on Side Scroller. So, but yes, thank you, Tyler. Appreciate that. And Omni, damn it, I'm really bad at this.
Omniscient.
Yeah, guy says, I hope comics division is a dwarf in this movie.
Poor comics.
Nice. All right, let's move on to our next story, which has to do with the entertainment world. And I use the word entertainment loosely because there are, and Salty, I want to talk about this with you because you live stream a lot. We live stream a lot, but there's a dude named RiceGum, and he recently signed a big old deal with Rumble to stream exclusively over there. And he does a lot of IRL streaming. Are you familiar with IRL streaming?
Yeah. That dude streams for like 6, 7. Well, I saw you did a stream for like 6 hours with Jaffe, and I was like, oh, okay, then you just step it up a notch. But yeah, I'm familiar with RiceGum.
I'm not afraid to go a long time, but yeah. So the IRL streaming is you're essentially taking it with you wherever you go, right? And this guy was in his car the other day when, in the middle of his stream, he got swatted in his car. So here's the video of it really quick. He's just eating some chicken McNuggets.
20 piece to the dome. I got a whole chicken. What the fuck? I just had a cop is coming towards me. The fuck?
Why isn't he fighting the cop? He should be screaming.
Just get out.
Yeah.
Fuck you, copper.
What is he? I don't understand what he's doing. I'm so used to people running out and say, F you, cop. I'm going for your gun. That's weird what he's doing. I'm confused.
What is this? I don't quite understand.
Hands up with it. Oh, I don't understand how this works.
Well, he's not even asking them not to shoot either.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, don't know if I agree with this move.
Yeah, I wouldn't open the door,
yeah, I would
brother.
never get out of the car.
Just put the chicken McNuggets in the air.
Yep, I agree.
just say, you want some, sir? Sir, you want some?
Way to go around.
So he's obviously very put off guard here. He has no idea what's happening.
Yeah, don't open a door, man.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a bad move.
Idea.
Yes, sir.
I guess he's being called to say, "Come here now."
Oh, is he? Do they tell him to open the door?
Huh?
Maybe, but see, he's got somebody behind him and he's got somebody in front of him, which is
If you watch I think maybe it's not in this clip, but there's actually a cop in the back walking towards him, and that's the guy in the light. You see him. He's not even noticing.
Oh.
Okay. So, anyways, so the long and short of it is he gets pulled out of the car, and they check in, and he's like, "Well, I'm streaming right now," and it turns out somebody doxed him. Right? They doxed him in the middle of streaming, which usually when you think of doxing somebody, you think of their house, right?
You mean swatting?
Swatting. I'm sorry. Yeah. Swatting and doxing. Yes. Swatting and doxing. They're both horrible things, right? But with swatting, it's based off of someone saying that you're getting ready to do something horrible. You're going to end your life. You have a gun or whatever. That's swatting. Doxing is just putting out somebody's information. Just for those who are not on the same page. But yeah, so he got swatted while eating a chicken sandwich in a parking lot, right? So I guess what I wanted to ask you about, Salty, is you stream, you have your streams, you have a large audience. This guy's getting swatted in the middle of a parking lot in a fucking car eating chicken McNuggets, right? Do you ever have concerns about this stuff? About swatting, doxing, and all this stuff? Because I certainly do.
Yeah, you could talk to your local police department and let them know, and you can give them a heads up, and they'll tell you that they'll kind of like put a note or something, but like let them know that you do this for a living, let them know that stupid stuff happens. But I'm starting to like in situations like this one here, I'm starting to think some of these dumb idiots think like. When it happens to some people, they're trying to get them killed. Like when they do it to some people, it's lunatics who are like, I want you to answer the door with your gun, or I want you to grab your gun and see what that commotion is, and I want you to get shot. I'm starting to think that in some of these situations, I've seen some other people being doxxed or you got me, being swatted, where I think the audience just wants to see it. Like they're fans of the dude, but they want to see what's going to like. I'm sitting there going, "You guys are crazy! You're going to get your dude." Like I don't. I think sometimes it's coming from a place of I'm just bored and I want to see what'll happen.
Right.
These people need to be gas chambered.
Well, I mean, that's pretty extreme, but I don't disagree.
Electrocuted, both.
Just right in the wood chipper, pick your poison, whatever you want, But I think that's the thing that, as a creator online and as somebody who's seen this done to many, many people, whether it's doxing, whether it's, whether it's swatting, there has to be repercussions to this. Like there has to be some sort of law put in place to where you are, and it can't be just the platform law. It can't be, well, we're going to boot you off the platform. No, It needs to be like, no, fucking right to jail, right? Like,
well, it is a crime, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, to make a false report like that.
Well, do a little digging. See if swatting is a crime. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of crime attached to it. The idea that you're wasting government funds or something, or money for sending cops out and whatever. I'm sure there's, but I don't know how extreme it is. Otherwise, it would stop, right? Otherwise, or at least you would think that it would at least slow down a little bit.
Apparently, it's a federal and often state crime that can be either a felony or misdemeanor.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's a misdemeanor is not very high on the totem pole. Is that right?
Well, it depends on how bad it was, I guess.
Okay. I think we can all agree this is pretty fucked up. And honestly, it's scary that this guy, he's just once again eating chicken, trying to find his sauce while these cops show up out of nowhere. I mean, finding his exact location. This also goes to the idea of how stupid to be an IRL streamer to where you're constantly broadcasting where you're at. Especially
you can't go to the chicken place without getting swatted.
Like even off a delay, like let's say you were streaming off a 10-minute delay, that still gives people a really good idea of where you're at. You got to be constantly on the move, which is scary as shit. All right, let's move on to our next story here. Blabs wanted to talk about this because this was interesting. Do you know who? I don't know who this is. Millie Bobby Brown? Salty, do you have any idea who this person is?
No, not unless it's the kid of Bobby Brown.
So she's the Stranger Things actress, the main actress. She plays 11.
Oh, that's
the one with all the superpowers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Well, she recently. This is such a great example of our time. Millie Bobby Brown reveals to Glamour that she credits her feminist awakening to a visit to a psychic who informed her that she was, in fact, a feminist.
This is the world celebrities live in. I thought it was funny.
Just the idea that, I don't, like, you walk into a room, some lady busts out a tarot card or whatever, and looks into her crystal ball and was like, listen, I don't know if you know this or not, but you really care about women's rights. You are now a feminist. Like, and she's like, yeah, I got it. I'm in. I love it. I don't know. Just overall thoughts. Blabs, you want to talk about that?
No, it was just like a really quick hit. I just thought it was really stupid that that's the bubble that celebrities live in. And now apparently she's also coming out saying she wants to be done with Stranger Things when, the last season hasn't even come out yet. So it's like,
I've outgrown it.
She's like, I want to move on with my life. So.
All right, let's talk collectibles here. We love collectibles. Blabs is a big Harry Potter fan. And I think we should start a regular segment about just like today in ridiculously overpriced collectibles. Are you a Harry Potter guy, Salty?
No.
Okay.
It's okay.
Do you know who Hermione Granger is?
Yeah, that's the Emma Watson.
That's right. Well, Emma Watson signed a 2004 art book for Harry Potter. Art box. Okay, I'm sorry, I misread.
It's a card brand. That's fine.
It's a card brand?
Yeah, it went out of business in 2012.
Okay, so this is a card that she signed, a singular card?
Yep, just one card.
Okay. From the Harry Potter Prisoner of, how do you say it, Blabs?
Azkaban.
Okay, Azkaban.
He's going to make some ass joke out of it, I know.
Prisoner of Azerbaijan over here. All right. So she signed a singular card. This was listed on eBay. Salty, what is a ridiculous price to pay for a Hermione Granger 2004 art box autograph Emma Watson card?
Because I thought that whole thing took a big old beating with J.K. Rowling being a turf, and so I don't like this thing's going to be worth money. I don't know, $1,000.
Ooh, $1,000 is, well, you're probably losing the prices right, because there's a pretty big discrepancy between what you'd bid and what everybody else bid, because it went for $5,600.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I would never pay for this much either. But however, there is history. So this I think there was like max 200 of these cards ever signed by Emma back in the day, and they're the very first officially licensed by Warner Brothers cards that were ever signed by Emma Watson. So like that edition itself is like the first of others, but because it's the first type, first edition, that it went crazy prices.
Craig, can you show it again? Is it like a baseball card in a box set of different Harry Potter cards?
The brand is called Art Box. That's just the brand of it. Nothing to do with boxes or anything. It's just one card.
That's just one
like
card.
Like a baseball card. Yeah, it's just one card officially licensed by Warner Brothers, signed by Emma Watson.
No,
so that's why these cards go for so much, because they're officially licensed, so they're authentic and they're not fake.
No, I'm done.
But it's not worth $5,000, guys. It's really not. Don't do it.
And what's crazy is I love like old baseball, like you can get like a Billy Mays baseball card or a Honus Wagner card. Like those, like in my head, those are worth something. I'm sitting there going $5,000. No, go get a Cal Ripken rookie card or something. Come on, get with the times.
Okay, well, let's talk about getting with the times, because last week we talked about. We're bringing it back to video games here. We talked about a Mega Man 1 copy of the NES game, Mega Man. Now, on the back of these old NES games, they were assembled with primarily 3 screws on the back to keep it together. Salty, do you know anything about these, the manufacturing of old Nintendo games?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Security screws and stuff in the back. And so do you used to tear them apart to clean them? Yeah.
Did you ever run across a 5-screw Mega Man?
Well, I didn't come across a 5-screw anything. Well, a sexual joke in there somewhere. Just layer it yourself, kids. But no, like that seems like a lot of screws in the back of that thing.
Well, there were apparently only 84 Mega Mans that were manufactured with 5 screws on the back. Most had 3, but one of them went up for eBay last week and its auction closed. So I will ask the same question to you, Salty.
No, not again.
How much was a ultra rare 5-screw Mega Man 1 go for the Nintendo Entertainment System?
Okay, now this is my wheelhouse. This is good old-fashioned Nintendo nerd crap. So I know this is going to be way expensive. You out there with the those competition cartridges. This is probably going to go for like $15,000.
Bring it down a little bit. You'd go over on Price is Right with this.
Damn it!
Well, this one goes for $6,100. This old school NES game. Once again, here's the 5 screws on the back. Most of the time, there's only screws here, here, and here, and there's no screws up at the top. So that is the difference between this. It's literally 2 screws, which create the value, the overly inflated value of classic video games. But there you go.
It's going to go up. I think that's a buy. If I can put my Jim Cramer hat on for a second, I would buy the hell out of that, because once people recognize and understand that thing exists, it's going to go through the roof.
Well, I mean, that was what it was recently sold for $6,100. It ended just yesterday or 2 days ago. So now next time one of the ultra rare 5 screws goes on, the market has been set at $6,100. So congratulations to User Karen Reed 158 on eBay, which is good. All right, some more quick hits here as we fly through our day in news. Disney is back at it again, and they are announcing a Disney Plus remake of kind of a fringe cartoon, but fringe enough to where it's kind of relevant today. Gargoyles on, which was a cartoon in the 90s. It got a Genesis game. Do you remember that? It's getting a live action remake for Disney Plus, which sounds really fucking stupid. If you're
I don't know how you're going to pull it off because the art design is I think a gigantic part of the appeal to this. And if you don't nail that art design it's going to be impossible to translate that art design into live action. It just seems like a dumb move. And it is a fringe kind of cult following to it that are ravenous, and I just don't. It's not very deep. Like I'm not crapping on you Gargoyles dudes out there, but I'm just saying it's not a very deep population pool to draw from. This is a hell of a risk. These people just don't care about. They print money or something in the back. I don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, but once again, a cash grab for an audience that's how big? You know, how many people are like, I really need a Gargoyle live action remake in 2024.
I need it. Yeah.
Like maybe it's one of those things where you don't know you need it until it's there.
It's gonna be modified for the modern audience.
Yes, I guess that's the big question is how many of these gargoyles will be gay?
Yeah.
What is the sexual
Transgoyles.
Transgoyles.
These are all important questions to ask. And
trademark that, Blabs.
Yeah, my goyles. It can be a whole thing.
I want to know how this guy lost his eye. I'm just saying, this guy
right?
over here, kind of crazy. That's intriguing to me. But all right, we had a few more quick hits here. Salty, do you watch the Black Mirror? You ever watch Black Mirror on Netflix?
No, not familiar.
Black Mirror is well, then screw that story. Who cares? All right, let's go to our friends at Rumble. Okay, I hate to be critical of Rumble because I think Rumble is doing some really good things. But they've announced something that on the surface sounds really good, right? And on Salty, I know you got a bunch of friends at Rumble, and we do too, right? But I think it's very fair of us to be able to look at things from an objective manner and be honest about things. They announced this morning a partnership program to kickstart the community. This is their wording, not mine. It says we're testing a partnership program to kickstart the community and give a little extra cash for their hard work. We will modify and optimize as it goes, but for now, we are opening 50 slots. Okay, so they have a small creator partnership program that will allow you to earn $500 in 30 days, right? So on the surface, it sounds pretty good, I guess. You're like, all right, going to make some money. And, making some money on Rumble as a creator is a very good thing, which I think, once again, very admirable. I think the problem here lines up with this, is the asks that they have for you here. And here are the asks that they have for their program application. You got to stream 2 hours per day over at least 5 days per week. So you got to stream 10 hours over the course of a week, right? You got to have a minimum of 50 Rumble followers, maximum of 2,000, right? Which is good. So they're making sure that you have some sort of an audience, but not too big of an audience, which, by the way, I encourage you guys to go over and follow us over at rumble.com/SideScrollers and join us. And you can also obviously find Salty over there. And you must promote every stream on your socials. Okay, so you got to push it out every single time. So this is 40 hours of work for $500 in 30 days. So it's like what, $12 an hour, something like that. Is that right? Is my math right on that? Including promotional posts. Blabs, what are your thoughts on this? Do you feel like this is too much of an ask for?
Yeah, I thought it was very rigorous. Where 5 days a week, at least 2 hours, push it out on your socials. I don't know. I feel it's very demanding. No other program that I know of makes you do that stuff. I'm not very familiar with like the Kick programs and the Twitch programs, but I don't see them doing that. Where you have to promote on socials, stream X amount of days in a row, X amount of hours.
Salty, do you have like an official relationship with Rumble, or is it just a like you moved over there and that's where you stream type of thing?
Yeah, no, I'm a partner with Rumble. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, you say as much as you want about it because I don't know how much you can contractually say about all that stuff, but I don't know. I tend to agree with Blabs on this, and that it doesn't sound like a lot of asks, but 2 hours a day, 5 days a week for somebody who's probably working a full-time job, then coming home and streaming in the evening. I don't know. I don't know. That's just me, but whatever. I'll reach out to Rumble and see what they have to say because I do hope they modify a little bit, but I also do think it's good that they're offering up money to super small creators. I think that's a great thing to essentially allow them to hone their craft a little bit as
Better
they.
than Kick.
What's Kick offering?
Titty streamers.
That's true.
I think they're trying. They're trying to. They need more grassroots appeal on. So whenever somebody thinks of streaming, I think Rumble comes in probably third or fifth in people's minds, and so I think they're trying to. Rumble needs more and more people streaming on the platform, and I mean, if you're like when I didn't make any money streaming for like years at all, and so if your mindset is okay, I'm going to go in and stream and get $500 after doing all of this. I don't want to be an asshole, but your mindset might not be in the right place. You're going to if you want to be successful at anything really, you're going to end up having to find something that you love, that works with you, that works with your abilities and your lifestyle, and you're going to end up having to do a lot of it for free in order to. You're going to have to hit that grind, the grind, grind, and your success will come out of your perseverance and your grind mentality and your love and your knowledge for what you're talking about. So I'm hoping that the mindset from this was, let's get people who are going to stream anyway. They're going to stream anyway because they love streaming. They love streaming EverQuest, and only 2 or 3 people are watching. But they're going to do it anyway because they love the thing. And we're going to give them some money to help them, encourage them to keep doing it because you're going to be doing it for years. You're going to be doing it for a long time for free, and you really that like a monetary carrot will help. But I wouldn't go into it with the mindset of, I need that $500. If you need that $500, there's other ways to get $500.
Right. I think you're 100% right. I think that is a good way to look at it because if you hear about it all the time, like when you start doing things for the money and not for the love of it, that's when things get corrupted, right? And the $500 carrot is a nice little carrot, right? It's $500, especially in today's economy, goes a long way. But I mean, we all have worked for free for a long time with side scrollers. I mean, we know that there's going to be it's a long grind to get this thing to a point of any sort of profitability, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It's okay, and we're keep that in mind every day when we go live. So, but I do think it's Rumble. I think it's great that Rumble is at least putting it out there, but I do hope that they kind of modify a little bit. How would I modify it? I think I'd bump up I say that. I think I'd either bump up what they're offering from a monetary perspective, or I'd lower the amount of streaming that is required, I guess, because the idea of saying, I don't know.
I think what they need to do is you to the person who's going to be great at streaming, but they don't have anybody watching them, getting them more viewers is going to be more beneficial to them than $500. So the algorithm on Rumble needs to reflect that. I think if you can get somebody, you got somebody who's streaming, and they need a little bit of a boost. They need it in the reach. They need it in the awareness. And so there needs to be like a new Rumble needs to be like, if you're streaming X amount of days and you're doing it 5 days a week for an hour, stream something like that, you've got a real good chance of landing in this. You know how they got the bars on the homepage where it's like news and live streams, box, slap fight, whatever. There needs to be another strip of up and coming streamers or something, like somebody who's putting in the work, and putting in the work gets you onto the front page. And that, I think that would help those people get views and get support, and that would jumpstart their because the people who really want it, $500 is great, but we're number addicts. And so I remember when I was streaming to 12 people and I was like, I got double digits, motherfuckers, boom. And my wife's like, shut up.
Right.
And that type of mentality, I think these people want more people watch. I think that's a better carrot.
Right. And I think that's like today, right? We got great audience. People are here to see you, Salty. So it's important, like, you guys come back tomorrow and come join tomorrow. And hopefully you got like a little taste of the show with Salty, but you come back tomorrow and you experience this show again tomorrow. And that's what gets us off, is the idea of like, oh, the number's going up. It's awesome. All right, well, Salty, I know you got to go, but I want to get a couple super chats in here that you can just answer really fast that are directed to you exactly. Tyler says, the question is for Salty. How do you keep your channel relevant when YouTube has tried to ban you many times?
Well, you got to be a little, it's like a high wire walk or dance, to use a reference from the early 1900s. You gotta play the game a little bit to stay on that platform. But that was more so when there were no alternatives. And now I definitely sound like a Rumble shell. Rumble is starting to get some legs behind it, and like we're getting big numbers on our streams on Rumble. Our stream numbers outperform what is going on YouTube, and our views for our videos are maybe a third now of what we're getting on YouTube. And so I don't really care about YouTube. I don't care about their rules. I don't care about trying to play the game with these people at YouTube. And so what I do is I just go out and I try to find topics that I find interesting that are happening in the day, and I yell about them. And I just check in on the audience. I'm watching what the audience says, and if the audience is digging something, then it is my understanding of how to run a brand is you better respect your audience. You better respect that. Do the opposite of Disney. Do the opposite of do the opposite of what these other people are doing. Don't take business advice from these crazy people. Look at what your audience is digging, and make sure that you serve your audience.
Nailed it, man. Nailed it. All right, so everyone, go get served by Salty over at rumble.com/saltycracker. You can find him over there. You can tell it. Most of it's obviously politically driven content, but today obviously taking a break from the politics side to join us for some video games, which we appreciate you, man. This is super fun having you on. Thank you very much for joining us today.
And thank you so much for having me back. And I got to tell you, I got a huge, it's like there's this part of my brain that's really tripping out to be a part of hard news. I feel like I got to take my jacket off now. Like I'm like, holy balls.
Point at the screen or whatever, right? I'll say
in hard news. Holy shit, man. It's crazy. What a crazy world.
We got to play some video games. We got to find some time to play some video games.
That was the original plan, and I'm so old. I don't know how you guys are doing that. How are you guys playing games on the internet?
Listen, we're gonna set some time. We're gonna either I'm gonna go there or you're gonna go here. Well, I don't know. We're gonna. I want to sit on the couch with you, and I want to play fucking Commando. That's what I want.
That would be awesome.
I want to play Contra. I want to play the old school shit and just have fun, man. I think that'd be really great. Well,
yeah, I was watching you play Doom with Dan. I was sitting there going, I gotta dust off my Doom.
How are your Uno skills?
My Uno skills. I haven't played Uno in like 30 years, but I can learn. All right.
Well, we appreciate you,
guys
man.
So much for having me.
Thanks for popping in, buddy. Appreciate you, and we'll definitely be watching for sure.
Awesome.
Closing in on 300K over on Rumble, man. That's great. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
All right, see you, buddy.
Bye.
All right, that is Salty Cracker, our boy. What a stud. Thank you guys very much for coming in. If you're part of the Salty Army, we appreciate you. Hopefully, you watched the entire interview that we did with Salty. I did a one-on-one with them. We'll put a link to that down in the description after the show, and put a time code or something up here. Let's read off some of these super chats real quick. Peter says Gina Carano starring in Snow White Witch Slayer. I love that idea. Choking her out, stabbing her in the neck with a knife.
Something like that, or a parody film. I think she'd be great at it.
There you go. John Kanji says there's a Shrek the Third where Snow White controls animals to attacking people. Oh, that's right. That's right.
What's that song playing? Shoot. Oh well, go on.
Matthew says, I wish the Daily Wire would spin off their studio into a separate company with theatrical releases and VOD instead of hidden behind a streaming service. Yeah. I'd be interested to see who would do their distribution on that. There's a lot of companies that I don't think would touch Daily Wire just because they're wrong think, Critical Orc Theory says, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Want more proof? Want more proof? Do you need that dwarfs control the industry? It's a I don't even know what you're talking about.
The Wimmer conspiracy?
You confuse me every time you send in a super chat, but thank you so much, Critical Orc Theory. You keep sending them in and confusing my face. Doc says, Salty Army here. Potato Joe is headed to Israel to save the day, boys. thanks, Doc Holiday. We love those readers. Tyler Thompson says, the Mile Bobby.
Millie.
The Millie Bob Mile. The Bobby Brown thing is just like when Demi Lovato song to Ghost became.
Oh my God! When Ghost because of misogyny, LOL.
What is this?
Are you okay, Craig?
She's saying to Ghost.
It doesn't change if you look closer.
Listen, Blabs, I stare at a screen all day and my eyes hurt. Did she really sing to Ghost because of misogyny?
Yeah, she did. Maybe we should invite her onto the Ghost stream we're planning next year.
All right. Critical Orc Theory confused me once again, saying Grandma the Grey hath selected a feminist champion. I think I understand that reference. Gonzo came in and says, Salty, hit the need button on your soundboard. No, unfortunately, Salty has left. But Gonzo, thank you very much for your support. Sal came in and says, show is great. So Disney's going to make it shit. Talking about the Gargoyles. Nodding came in and says, Gargoyles is one of my favorite animated shows. It was actually fairly dark for Disney standards, blood and violence in a children's cartoon. Thank you, Nodding. And yes, I think we all agree. It was a different time. The Real Smile Bit came in with 10 gifted memberships. Let's freaking go with that. That is outstanding. Thank you very much, The Real Smile Bit, for your support. That puts us at 10 for the day. Let's go. It's outstanding. Hey, we really appreciate that. Like we're not, yeah. It's like, that's awesome. That's spectacular. So thank you very much. Tyler came in and says, Craig, Blabs, and Salty, don't you ooh me.
The chat.
What's your choice of music and band? Blabs, what's your favorite band? And if you say Christina Aguilera.
So I'm bilingual, so I would have to say Il Volo, which is an Italian band, but then I also really love Two Steps from Hell, which is just they're not singers really. It's like a classical rock band thing. They play like trailers for like video games and stuff and movies. They're awesome. They're European.
Favorite band ever? Weird Al Yankovic. Let's go. M16 Mojo says, not to rehash things, but going back to Daily Wire and Star Wars. Is it Daily Wire and Star Wars? It's nothing to do with her hair. It's the proportion of her shoulder back compared to the rest of her head. Oh,
I think it was just shot really weird. Maybe that's why we think it's so weird. Like it's like,
It's like a what? Okay, good. Well, now that we know, that's good. Do we have any more quick hits we want to finish up on before we roll? Do we have any memes today?
We have one meme. Hang on,
cool.
Let's see. Yep, okay, I'm gonna bring this up. And it's of me doing my research for you yesterday. Boom. Official kick measure.
Let's go. Get out your tape measures. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. That's great. All right, let's go and wrap it there. I think that's a good place to wrap with Salty having to wrap. We're going to wrap as well. I'll be back later on the Side Scrollers Plays channel playing some more Mega Man. I got Hard Reset back on Mega Man 4, so hopefully you guys can join me over there. That is on a separate channel over on the Side Scrollers Plays on YouTube. If you are new, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. We'd love to see you guys back tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be joined by Adam Krigler and Flawed, which will be awesome. Looking forward to that. Wednesdays are always insanity. And then on Thursday, we'll have a one-on-one interview followed with Friday. Melanie Mack joins the show. So if you're tired of the bullshit in the gaming space, want a little common sense in your life, come join us over here on the show. With that said, we appreciate you guys popping in. Hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Go follow Blabs over on the Twitter and go follow us over on the Instagrams and the Kicks and everywhere else. We got so much going on. It's great. Appreciate you guys popping in. And remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys later.